You're listening to Metal and High Heels, the official podcast from the magazine about metal, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Hello, this is Steffi for Metal and High Heels, and we're sitting here at Tuska Festival in Helsinki, and we're talking to...
Santeri from AMORPHIS.
Yeah, hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, yeah, AMORPHIS. You're such an, somehow old band. You're just deeply rooted in the metal world since 27 years. And we talked for our magazines a few weeks ago about the Wacken Foundation. They support young and new bands. And do you maybe have any tips for greenhorns in the genre, in the music biz?
Well, of course, I have tons of tips, but maybe I have to a little bit be selective.
Yeah.
But well, the same old jargon everybody says, like believe it, don't listen to everybody else, and don't hesitate to push your vision through. But of course, the main thing is to learn your instrument properly, like really properly, and be objective about it. Like, don't think you are a really good player if you are not. You know, you have to, because the standards in music world nowadays they are extremely high. Like when we were young, you know, you really probably need that much musicianship. You know, you could be pretty mediocre player to get a record deal with the demo, because the genres were pretty new and the metal scene was just coming, and there was no internet. There was a lot of newcomer labels who wanted to put things out, but nowadays it's a little bit different. That you really have to know how to play, and you have to be really. It has to be really high standard, but otherwise, just believe in your vision and be objective, you know. And it's also really hard nowadays to find a record label, you know, because all the indie labels are basically sold to the major labels. So, and they are looking for probably something very commercial. And sometimes your music it's not that commercial if it's in a metal, especially. You just have to find the right metal label, and the economic-wise, I would give the advice like stick to the music. Don't give rights to the merchandise and T-shirts and shit like that. Just make the deals first for the music and see on short deals to see how it goes with the label. Because if you make a long deal with the label and it doesn't work, then you are stuck with the whole thing. And in a worst case scenario, you sold publishing rights, you sold recording rights, and then you sold the merchandise, and then you are fucked. You know, you have to split. But otherwise, artistic-wise, just believe in your dreams and don't listen to anybody. Don't, especially your parents. Fuck them. Oh, okay, they can buy you some instruments and provide food and beer.
So you would say you should take a label. Is it hard to do it all by yourself?
Oh, well, you have to do it by yourself, because sometimes if you are a newcomer band or you are looking for the first record deal, it's impossible to get a manager. Or you might get a manager, your dad's brother who's been selling cars or shit like that, but it doesn't work like that. It has to be a guy from the industry. So normally new bands get deals by themselves. They have to be some guy who's sending the music and a little bit negotiating, but it's still very hard, because when you are young and passionate, you might end up doing really bad deals just because it doesn't matter. You don't think about the future, you don't think about the money, you don't think about anything else. You just want to get an album out so you can go out there and play and the record label get you tours and stuff like that. But hopefully new generations are wiser than our generation, which is basically a lot of bands made a really shitty deals, sold everything out for the next 10 years, never got any money. But I hope it's getting better. But as far as I read from the papers, it's getting worse, you know, because they are getting grabbing. Money is getting away because records don't sell. All the money is in the touring. So if the record label makes the deal with new band, it probably wants also get some money out of touring. And everybody knows there is no money, or if there is, you have to keep it to yourself, or you don't get any.
You performed a bonus track with Anneke van Riesbergen on your latest album. Are there any plans to do also a studio collaboration with her, maybe?
Well, we haven't talked about anything about the guests for the next album.
Okay.
But we did the one special show in Helsinki, the
That was
cultural event where Anneke was performing a couple of songs, and we released a bonus disc from that, and Anneke is there. But we haven't talked about the new album basically at all. We normally start talking about the guest appearances, different instruments, what we're going to use, flutes, whatever. We start to talk about them when we are working with the material. But I think we haven't been working with the material yet, but we will start maybe after 1 month. In August, we go to the studio in end of October, so we will be more wise then, but for sure we're going to use some guests to make the soundscape a little bit wider and more interesting, but I have no idea who's going to be. But well, Anneke would be a great choice, but everything's up to her, and of course we need to have a space for female vocals. But you never know; it would be really nice.
Okay, and nowadays almost every band loads up their albums on Spotify. Do you think that this free access to the music changes its value?
Well, world has changed a lot, and it's inevitable. There's nothing we can do about it. Actually, we don't put our music to Spotify. It's about the deals we make, and the record label has a distribution channel, and one is Spotify and all these streaming services. Mm-hmm. So they are included in the distribution package. But yeah, I think so that if the music is free, it's definitely easier to spread it out and find new fans. And then when you go on tour, you can see people there. On the other hand, it's very difficult for new bands, because there's so many. So it's still a big question mark, I think, for everyone. Does the free streaming service boost the new bands, or does it boost the old bands who already have like a big fan base, and they play it to their friends? But for sure, of course, when I was young, we had free C cassettes. Everybody was copying them and sending them. So yeah, free music definitely spreads it more, but how much? I don't know. But I think the biggest advantage is for the old, like Madonna and this Metallica, who sold like hundreds of millions of albums, because everybody wants to listen to them at some point at their life if they are into that. So, but I don't know. It's still a question mark. And now they are talking about that it's not going to freeze for long anymore. But I don't know.
Okay. One last question. Last week was Midsummer. How did you celebrate here in Finland?
I went to the cottage.
Okay.
It's nearby a lake, and there's a sauna. And we had my girlfriend's grandfather was there. He was over 90. And then we had a Summer Olympics. We had a darts. Then we threw petanque. And then we did scissor, rocks and paper, because we ran out of ideas what you can do. Then we a little bit rowed the boat and drank a lot, and then we went to the sauna, swam in a lake. And pretty basic, That's what we do in Finland. And then we had a flag. We never done it before. We found a Finnish flag from the closets, so we put it on at 6 o'clock on Saturday. That's the tradition. I didn't know that, but now I know. First time for everything.